Chef Beee live from Brooklyn, New York, and I'm with Chef Tyesha Boyd.
How you guys doing today?
So we're super excited. I'm visiting family in New York for the holidays. We're talking Thanksgiving,
Yes.
appetizers or things that you can bring that are plant-based, that are healthy. And my offering today is a very simple roasted Brussels sprout and cauliflower with some fig, just sort of veggie medley. And what's your offering?
I'm bringing a little spice to the party this year. I don't want to be boring, so I'm going to have coconut toasted tofu with a pineapple little kick to it and green curry sauce.
Awesome. All right, so we're going to get started. So I'm going to actually go first. I did a lot of the prep first. So let me kind of give you guys a background. You know, when we are thinking about being plant-based, oftentimes during the holidays, we throw a lot of the things that we're trying to do healthily out the window, right?
Because we be in a rush and we get that good comfort food, like, oh yes, everybody's happy, going to sleep.
Yes, going to sleep.
Yes.
So my thing is, why not bring something that's healthy that you can actually eat and you can share with others? Because I often find that whenever I make plant-based dishes, folks always eat up the plant-based dishes first. You know?
Because they be surprised how
good it is.
Yes.
Isn't that true? So what we did today was we actually roasted off a few items. Now this is one of my favorite dishes, right? This was inspired by this wonderful place that I go to in Atlanta. I haven't been there a whole lot, but every time I go, I get this. It's a wonderful appetizer. But they deep fry the Brussels sprouts.
No, seriously?
Yes, they do. They deep fry it. So my thing is, how can I make this thing better? People love it. It's delicious. So what we did was we basically just roasted in the oven some Brussels sprouts. So you see a lot of the chard, and actually that adds flavor.
It does.
It adds a really beautiful nutty flavor to it, okay? So we have the Brussels sprouts that we've roasted off. And this was roasted with some olive oil. You can use...
You can smell how good it is.
It smells so good. My sister even said, you know, when I was making this, she's like, you know what, this would probably taste good with some protein. You know, a steak or something like that.
Brussels sprouts.
So we have that. That's roasted off. So we're just going to add everything to this bowl. And then I also roasted off just a little bit of cauliflower. And you know, cauliflower is like the new starch, right?
Yes, it's so good.
Everybody loves cauliflower.
Nobody wants a good curry cauliflower.
Man,
It'll
exactly.
Be so good with tofu.
Exactly. All right, so we have this. This is what we're adding to the party.
Look at the colors.
It's already pretty, isn't it? It's already pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I have some figs. Now, do you like figs?
I do. You gotta be. Figs is one of those on a good day you'll want it, not every day.
Okay, and you know, but this time of the year you see a lot more figs. So I really wanted to add some, you know, some color. I also wanted to add some, I guess, seasonal, you know, fruit and just, you know, something that's a little different to the party. So we know Brussels sprouts is something that we would see normally around this time of the year.
Yes.
But oftentimes, you know, I don't think a lot of folks cook with figs. So I just wanted to bring that into the mix. What I'm going to do, though, with these figs is I'm actually going to pan sear them.
Ooh.
Okay? Yeah, I want to caramelize them a little bit. So what we're going to do is, and I'm playing. I'm having a good time with this.
Okay, let's try
So
something.
this is some sesame seed oil, so it's nutty. And we're going to add that. Add that to the pan, right? And this is turned up. And let's see if we're gonna get a little, oh yeah, there we go.
Oh, the crust on that is gonna be amazing.
Yes, yes, yes. So we have, you know, the nuttiness from the Brussels sprouts. I wanted to add a little bit of sweetness and give this like, just, you know, warm it up a little bit and add that to our little veggie medley. Okay? There we go. Isn't that gorgeous?
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to add a few more items to this.
Okay.
I'm going to add some fresh garlic. Okay? And I just used 1 clove of fresh garlic. So really, y'all, what you can do is you can really just, you know, take 1 bag of Brussels sprouts, because usually they come in like a bag. You basically just get one and you just cut it in half, and then you just toss it with some little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and then just roast them until they're nice and brown. All right? Yeah, very, very simple. You can do the same thing with the cauliflower. And then what I'm also adding to this is some green onions. I like red onions, but green onions seem to me to be like very mild. you know?
They are, but
They're
they
mild.
do have a little kick to them.
Yeah.
And sauteed down.
Yes, yes, yes. So look at that, already looking gorgeous.
Those
All
colors
right.
are really pretty.
So we're checking on these figs. All right, so while those are doing their thing, I'm going to add a little bit more oil to this. Talk a little bit about you. I know that you are a chef in NYC. Yes. How is it being a chef here in New York City? Tell me a little bit about where you do your thing.
Okay, well, currently right now, I'm actually a vegan chef out of New Jersey. I play around in New York a lot because New York is so new. Everything changes all the time, so you always want to keep up with it. You got to be 10 steps ahead of them. All the new colors, all the food, everyone like you playing around. You can get so creative.
Exactly, I love it.
I kind of picked this up because of my uncle. I hated going to restaurants with him, and it would take him 20 minutes because he's substituting everything out of it. Like, can I not have this? Can you take this out? Add more avocado. So I figured, I'm like, if I give them more options, then maybe it wouldn't take him 20 minutes, and then we'll be eating 30 minutes later after arriving. So that's kind of where I started my passion for being a vegan.
I love it.
Testing out new foods and playing around to find things that maybe he would like and others would too. And throughout my journey, I grew to love it. Like, it's so many foods that you can have that's substituting what you would normally eat, and you would be like, so amazed.
Yes, absolutely. So, tell me a little bit about the place that you actually prepare food at.
Well, I actually worked in the first vegan and vegetarian restaurant in EWR Airport in Newark.
Oh, wow.
And I was on the opening team of them to bring this food of a different taste to everyone. Right now, we're currently in our fall switch of a menu, and we have a lot of like butternut curry, butternut squash soup. We're trying to implement leeks. You know, we have eggplant, Parmesan crusted patties. Oh, it's so good.
That's
with
awesome.
The roasted bells. It's amazing.
So at the airport, you don't really find a lot of vegan options, so it's nice that you have
Every
that.
restaurant would pretty much have the steak, and it wouldn't kosher to you guys, to the vegan. So, you know, for them to have that option, it's great. They love coming in and...
Did it shut it off? Okay. So, you know, I just really enjoy being able to have something more than a salad when I go to the...
That was our main goal. We didn't want you to come in and feel that you couldn't get a good meal or a good fulfilling meal. Yes. That's the most satisfying. Because the salad is always good, but come on. After certain times, you just want to switch it up a little. Get a little creative with it.
All right, so Ty, look at this.
Those look really good.
Isn't that pretty? Simple, right?
Yes.
So, and it's warm, so it's just gonna add just like that warmth and that comfort to this particular.
Smells so good and nutty.
Yeah, I love it. And it's a little spicy, so we use a spicy sesame seed oil.
Okay.
So it has a little bit of a kick to it. So real quick, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna wrap this dish up. I'm gonna actually make my dressing.
Okay.
And the dressing, I'm gonna eyeball it. I like eyeballing things. So what I'm gonna do is I actually found this at the grocery store. It's an infused fig infused balsamic vinegar. All right, and it's a white balsamic vinegar. So yeah, so if you can actually take a look in there, it's pretty. Just looks like a wine almost, right? So we're just gonna add a little bit of that. I'm also gonna do the tradition. If you smell it, you can smell some of that fig.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, it's really nice. So then I'm gonna add a little bit of just the traditional balsamic vinegar. Okay. All right. And then we're also going to add, and this is sort of a everything salt. It has a little bit of salt, pepper, cayenne. It just has a little bit of everything in there. Yes, yes, yes. And then this is like a dried herb mix as well. And then I'm going to add in here some lemon juice. All right. Because this is, when I had this dish, there's a lot of like the savory, the tangy. It also has a little bit of the peppery. So that's why I like to use the sesame seed oil that has the little pepper in it, the spice, because it gives you a little bit of that background heat. And then what I'm also going to add in here, I'm going to add in here a little bit of agave, just a little shot of it.
Always good. Compliment it.
Yep.
We need that spice.
And then we're just going to mix it up. All right. So what is your favorite dish during this time of the year?
My favorite dish during this time would definitely have to be leek soup. with the side of roasted butternut squash and sweet potatoes.
Ooh, that's very comforting.
Yes.
Very
Close
comforting.
you over. I kind of want to go to sleep afterwards.
Awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add
a little bit more extra salt.
Yeah, added a little bit more extra salt. Just, just to pop it.
It smells so good.
And then I'm going to add some walnuts to this. Some chopped walnuts. And then we're going to add in our figs.
Walnuts and figs.
Isn't that beautiful?
Look at the colors.
Really, really pretty. Very festive. And like my thing is when I go out to eat, oftentimes like for Thanksgiving, there's a lot of meat options, but there aren't like really healthy. There are side dishes, but there aren't always the healthiest side dishes. And so for me, if I can bring something that's real simple and healthy, I'm going to do that. So this is one of those dishes that, it started off, it was inspired by something that was delicious, but not necessarily the healthiest. And then we kind of spin it and try to make a healthier version of it. All right, so this is mine. I'm done. I am done. Awesome. All right. So we're going to leave this here. And we're going to plate later on so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I want you to tell us about the sauce that you're going to make. We have the blender, and I'm going to clean this pan out for you. Okay?
Well, thank you. Today, I'm going to be making the green curry paste that's going to complement our coconut toasted tofu. So we're going to do this. We're going to get this started. Now, the reason I like this is because I like spice. And
you like the kick?
I like the kick. During the holidays, everyone is always bringing the comforting foods that make you want to be a little bit lazy, I'll call it. Lay on the couch and laugh with your family type of thing. Not me, I want to go to somebody else's house. So, so I like to bring a little bit of, I would call myself to the party. The spice.
Oh, excuse me. All right. So what can I do? What can I help you with?
Can
what
you pass me the green curry paste?
Yes, I can. Yes. All right.
So, as you would say, I like to eyeball a little bit as well.
Yes.
So we're gonna take just about 2 teaspoons. You don't want too much because you don't want it too spicy. You want it just right so they're not gagging a little bit.
Okay. Awesome.
Then can I have the coconut milk, please?
Yes, you can. Put
Thank
some
you.
there. You want me to start heating these up for you?
Yes, could you please?
Absolutely.
That she's going to heat our tofu up first. And when you guys see this tofu, you're gonna love it. Now I'm gonna put a half a cup of coconut milk in there.
Awesome.
And I'm using a condensed coconut milk because it actually holds all the flavor in it and the sweetener. So it's a little bit more richer than you would get, like the liquid. I like it better for the flavor.
And it's so funny. I've never seen that.
Seriously?
I've not seen condensed coconut milk. So I'm loving that. Whole Foods?
Whole Foods.
Wow. I'm loving that.
Going in there.
I'm absolutely loving that.
So, got that. I like to put a little bit of lime in there.
Okay. So now these are a little different. So
Yes. Now these limes right here are.
it says cleffer limes.
Yes.
What's a cleffer lime?
Well,
I've never seen this variety of lime before.
it's kind of a little bit sweeter
Oh,
than
okay.
the normal. Is the baby out of the regular limes and they're juicier. When you actually cut into them, it's easier. It's tender, so you get all the citrus in it.
Nice.
Closer than when you have a larger lime, you get acidic, but you get a wide variety. This one is right to the punch. A little bit goes a long way.
Awesome. All right, so I'm turning these just to give them some heat on all sides. So I know about the key limes,
Yes. We're gonna clean this up a little bit.
and the key limes are smaller than these, right?
Yes. Those are. They pick them right before they get too ripe because they want that little bitter taste to them.
Oh wow, this is getting a little bit of a crust.
Yes, you want the tofu to be crusted so you can get this coconut to just soften up and
Awesome.
keep this texture of the sweetness in it.
All right.
And we're just gonna cut our limes and squeeze it on there. You want that acidic.
And it's juicy.
They are
Yes.
tender.
And they look like they're firm, but they're actually quite juicy.
Yes, you see that? Just look at that. You would think it's almost for liquid as
Look
well.
at that. It's amazing.
So it's good. You get all of that in there.
It's beautiful. Okay.
And I got
Let me
little
taste
hands, so
some,
you can
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let me
Sure,
taste some.
try it. How's that? See?
It's dope.
Try it. Definitely.
You know what? It reminds me of like Thai food.
See,
yeah,
you
want to like dance.
You want to dance with it with the curry. I'm telling you.
It's not bad. It's like
It's good.
It's different.
Very different,
and
right?
it's aromatic.
The zest
Oh my God, the zest on this would be nuts.
Yes. Like what? Put it right over the tofu.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm loving that.
Okay.
All right, what else we need?
Now we're gonna use pineapple juice as well.
All right, so we have some pineapple juice for you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So what's your favorite style of food? Is that hard now that you have all these options as a chef?
It's so hard to put myself in one category because I like to dib and dab and know what everybody's eating so I can come up with my own version of it. Because I'll sit there and I'll have a dish and I'm like, I wonder how it'll taste like this. And I love to infuse fruits.
So you like sweet?
Yeah. I like spicy.
Sweet, spicy sweet?
Spicy sweet.
Got you.
It's always good. Okay. Now that our tofu is getting a little crusted over
All right,
here.
so I'll come over here and I'll check it. Ooh, I see it. Yes.